Hi, my name is Elena Mangum. I'm the Literacy Specialist at the Center for Development and Learning and your host today for Hang On Tight to the Rope, Scarsborough's Rope. Every Monday, we will post a video that will provide information on the science of reading. The Center for Development and Learning has over 25 years as a premier thought leader in Louisiana. We also hold a national literacy conference called Plain Talk. Our mission is to improve life chances of children, especially those at high risk. Our purpose is to achieve equity in education and close those opportunity gaps. And our belief is that all children, regardless of how they look and where they come from, how they learn, can achieve school success. We really want to close that achievement gap through teacher effectiveness with the science of reading. As we know, there are so many dimensions to reading. One of the best infographics to take a look at for this is Scarsborough's reading rope. There are two main components on the infographic. The ropes also have many strands that are definable and measurable and somewhat independent. All of these strands woven together are what become a skilled reader. So let's look at each component of the rope. The bottom portion of the rope is word recognition. Word recognition covers phonological awareness, decoding, and sight recognition. You can imagine that this is the on-ramp that's increasingly automatic to becoming a skilled reader. And something to note about sight recognition, it's not what you think it is. Phonological awareness is the awareness of all levels of the speech sound system. One of my favorite graphics to look at is Dr. Carol Tolman's hourglass figure. Decoding and spelling, that's when you can translate a word from print to speech by using a sound symbol knowledge. And here's that sight recognition. A lot of times we instantly think about those lists that go home with students, with our kids, about memorizing sight words. Sight recognition in Scarsborough's reading rope is referred to familiar words. These are what you have decoded and learned how to spell and what you have stored in your brain. These are not sight words or high frequency word lists that you've memorized. The upper portion of Scarsborough's reading rope is language comprehension. That encompasses background knowledge, vocabulary, language structures, verbal reasoning, and literacy knowledge. All of these various strands are increasingly strategic to becoming a skilled reader. Even once you learn to decode, even as an adult, your language comprehension is constantly evolving. Language comprehension involves all of these components. The first one, background knowledge. This is pre-existing knowledge to help make inferences. Imagine this hypothetical backpack that students come with. Inside this backpack, they are holding background knowledge. So we know some students are coming with very limited background knowledge. We know some students' families might be more involved, or they've been able to have the means to take trips and go places. So we know the background knowledge is going to vary per student. Vocabulary really looks at the breadth and precision, the links, and the breadth means it refers to having at least surface level knowledge. Language structures are syntax, semantics. Verbal reasoning is inferencing and metaphors. And literacy knowledge is print concepts and genre. So it's stated that background knowledge is that information that we have stored in long-term memory. And the graphic of the bridge is kind of showing you that background knowledge is that bridge to reading comprehension. Willingham said that we have to know something to learn something, and readers filter everything through the knowledge they already have. So background knowledge is a crucial component of becoming a skilled reader. Vocabulary is students' knowledge of word meanings. There are two types. It can be receptive, words you know, and expressive, words you own. So these are the words that you really use when you speak. The receptive are words you know, but a lot of times it's significantly larger because you hear them from listening and reading. Verbal reasoning is the ability to understand what you read or hear. It includes drawing conclusions from limited information and developing an understanding of how new ideas connect to what you already know. You can see how all of these all tie in to background knowledge. Literacy knowledge is the print concepts and genre. A lot of times, as educators, we look at genre and we think we just need to kind of do surface level of explaining to a student of what the genre is, if it's fiction, nonfiction, literary. And really, we need to talk about the organized thinking of the text. Tim Shanahan spoke about this a few years ago at our national conference, Plain Talk, and dug into how each type of genre has this style. And we have to know, to let students know this. They will be able to succeed and be able to dig deeper if they understand the style of the genre. When students can anticipate what information will be in the text, the order, they will have an easier time interpreting the information. This is an example of that process of knowing that organized thinking. This is from MindWing, and this is for younger grades of story grammar. So they see that there's character setting, a kickoff, internal response, and you'll see going down. But this is helping a student with a multisensory visual component to understand how that genre is organized and what they're going to see happen throughout that text. Educators, we want to be smarter than the curriculums that we are given to teach. And for anyone out there that's thinking that the science of reading is just about phonics, this is the perfect definition, this perfect infographic to explain that it's not. That is one part of it. But we also have the language comprehension component to be a skilled reader, and we know we need both parts, word recognition and language comprehension, intertwining together. Remember, word recognition is that on-ramp and must be solidified, and the language comprehension, the upper portion of the rope, is consistently growing, even when you're an adult. It's increasingly strategic. Skilled reader, they are fluent execution and coordination of word recognition and text comprehension. We have to know something to learn something. Readers filter everything through the knowledge they already have. Readers adjust or accommodate their schemas when they take in or assimilate new information, and it's much easier to build on existing schema than to create from scratch. I want to send out a big thanks for tuning in. Again, I will be back every Monday with a Science of Reading tidbit or mini professional development to keep our minds moving forward, supporting educators, parents. The Center for Development and Learning can be liked and followed on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Feel free to stay connected with me. I'd love to hear your questions or any topic ideas that you would like to learn more about. Reach me at elena@cdl.org.